All right, with Joe, the Brown Insurance Guy, talking about something today that we can't anticipate it. We can't tell when it's going to happen. We just know that eventually it's going to happen. We don't have to worry a whole lot about floods and hurricanes around here, but we have fires, we have tornadoes, we have hail. I guess it would be called the act of God. And how do we deal with these sort of things in the insurance perspective?
Well, Rick, yeah, acts of God. You talk about hurricanes. There's maybe a lot of people in the area, and I know in Texas, down by Austin, as a buddy of mine put it once, they need a couple of good tropical storms to fill up Lake Travis. So I think we could probably use the rain. But hurricanes, acts of God, tornadoes. In my opinion, it's all about preparation. You want to make sure that you're prepared ahead of time. It's always a good idea when you have, especially little kids in the house, that you have a fire safety plan as well. In the event of a fire, what are your what's your primary exit route, what's your secondary exit route in case the primary is blocked. We practice that at our house with the kids. But not only that, of how you get out, and this can be said for a fire, this could be said for a tornado, hurricane, stuff like that, is where do you go so that everybody knows that everybody's okay, kind of a thing, whether it be a neighbor's house, whether it be off-site somewhere, a couple blocks down the road. So when everybody gets there, you can do a quick head count to know, okay, everybody's safe, we're here. When you're looking at a situation like a hurricane, obviously tornadoes come up pretty quickly, but usually hurricanes, we've got sometimes a week to 10 days notice that, hey, it's taken aim at us, or at best a day's notice that, hey, you know what, it's coming. Being that, geography for us, we're a little bit north, so in theory, even a Cat 5 that came up towards Graham, per se, it's going to lose some of its gusto as it's going across the great state of Texas and is going to drop down. But you've still got high winds, you've got damaging winds, lots of rain, things of that nature. You need to have a plan in place, kind of a go bag. I know those preppers out there these days have a bug out bag, but you want to have like a go bag with things that are important to you, whether it be house keys, car keys, maybe some important papers, family heirloom pictures, stuff like that. You want to have that in a place. Hard drives are another thing these days. You want it because you store a lot of information on there. You want to have that ready to go when the season comes. Hurricane season, we're getting close to that. Don't know how many named storms. They always do a fun job of trying to predict that. I don't think we had many last year, but you never know. So you want to get, as you're getting ready for that, as you're preparing for that season to come around, make sure that stuff's in a place where you can get to and access it quickly. You may only have 8 to 12 hours notice that something's coming, or like I say, a fire or tornado, it's going to be less. You want to make sure you can be able to grab that information, grab your family, your loved ones, and get out and have a place to go, whether it be a shelter, whether it be an underground unit for a tornado, something like that. Biggest thing, like the Boy Scouts always say, is you want to be prepared in a situation like that.
When you think about those sort of things, preparing yourself, preparing your family, getting your, like you say, your bag together and all that. What about going around your home, taking pictures of some of your items that you have, keeping that on like a flash drive in your bag, and personal, I guess, items that are kind of irreplaceable?
Right. Yeah. Things like hard copy pictures are difficult because those are usually in frames, and you've got to rip those off the wall and take them out of the frame and keep those with you. If most folks, what I do these days is a lot of digital pictures, and I usually try to save those offline somewhere. So one of the things I was speaking with a client not too long ago, we talked about, with technology these days, using your smartphone for good in a situation like this. I always tell folks, take your smartphone, whether it be an Android, iPhone, Windows Phone, whatever, walk through every room of your house and take a photograph of every wall in your house. Takes maybe 20, 30 minutes. Take all those pictures and either save them on your phone or back them up to either a Google Drive, Skybox, or I think it's called Dropbox, box itself, what have you. Keep those all off site. So in the event you do have to evacuate for a flood or a tornado or a hurricane or something like that, when it's time to call the insurance company and get those items replaced, it's a matter of pulling up those pictures and saying, oh yeah, I had that. Or, because a lot of times you're going to remember that you had a couch, you had a TV, but it's those little little things that you're not going to remember through the course of, hey, we've got a lot of confusion going on. My house burned down. What the heck do I do? Oh, yeah, I can pull up my phone and I can grab those pictures and see exactly what I had. Plus, it helps with the insurance companies, too, because it's proof of ownership. You're not going there saying, oh, yeah, we just bought like 8 80-inch flat screen TVs. I need all those replaced. You got your pictures on the wall. You can see now you only got that 32-inch, or you got that 42-inch or 60-inch or whatever. So it helps with the process on that. A question people ask me all the time too is, hey, do I need to keep a copy of my policy? While I would say it's a good idea to keep that, again, another thing I would also say is take that policy that you're going to get, scan it in both sides, save it off site somewhere, Google Drive, Dropbox, something like that, so you can pull it up if need be. From a claims perspective, usually you don't need to have your policy number and all that. If you call Bryan Insurance, we'll get you get the claims rolling for you. But you can also call the companies direct if you need to or you want to. Usually, you just give them your name and a social or name and address, and they can pull that information up for you as well.
Is there a website or a place that folks can go, maybe get some advice on what to put together or what they need to put together before they get into this?
Yeah, again, we're featuring this discussion on our Facebook page this week, so you can go to the Bryan Insurance Facebook page. If you haven't liked us yet, it's a good idea to like us so that when we put new information out there, you can be alerted to it. So yeah, go check out our website as well, BryanINS.com. There's some tips and useful information on there. Again, like I said, a lot of it just comes down to taking pictures of what you have, coming up with a plan, whether it's on paper, whether you and rehearse those plans at least once a month, kind of family meeting time, so that everybody remembers where we're supposed to go in the event of a fire or something like that. And just make sure you talk through it, make sure you're prepared. You look at football players and football teams, they don't just practice once at the beginning of the year and say, all right, we'll see you in a couple of weeks. It's an ongoing thing that they do to practice so that you're prepared.
All right, call Bryan Insurance at 549-2525 or go by and check them out at BryanINS.com. That's Joe, the Bryan Insurance guy. Stay tuned.